What's going on, everyone? My name is Dan Matarese. I'm the host of D4 in Theory and also Dialects4 on Twitch. And today I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit about something that's had a massive impact on my life, and that is my sleep schedule. Doesn't really seem like something that is a huge talking point, but for me, it's really changed my productivity. It's changed how I go about things. It's changed my work schedule. It's changed so many things in my life. And I kind of just want to sit down and talk about where exactly I'm at and where I kind of have been throughout the years. When I was younger, when I was in high school and middle school, I remember we used to have this big house. And I remember there were a few nights where I was massively into guitar, and I started kind of realizing like, oh, hey, I can actually, stay up a little bit later. Like, I'm not being told to go to sleep. It's not really being enforced too much. So I could stay up a little bit later, and I would, spend a little bit longer playing guitar and writing songs and all that stuff. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like, you can stay up past like 10 p.m. or whatever it would be. And that was kind of the start of kind of my sleep schedule just getting really screwed up. So as I got through middle school and into high school, I started kind of having some later nights. I would, stay up a little bit later. I would still wake up early for school. But as I got into college and really had to focus on scheduling my college classes, I started scheduling my classes later in the day if possible, because I found that if I could sleep in, I would. And it really hurt with a lot of my 8 a.m. classes because, I would skip them, and I know a lot of people who did the same thing, but I would stay up super late, so I would feel exhausted, groggy, just no energy. Even if I could get myself out of bed, I had to, immediately have caffeine, and it really threw off kind of my day because I would miss my earlier classes. I wouldn't get super involved in a lot of things. I would wait to get up until the afternoon and kind of stay in bed for a while and just constantly feel like I had no energy. And I remember, being told that I was the most low energy, night owl that still didn't even have energy at night. And I was like, yep, that pretty much sums it up. As I got through my college years, it didn't really matter. I did well in my classes. Even if I skipped because I'd sleep in, I still would do well on the exams and, still make sure I got all of my work in. And if it was a class that I had to make it to, I didn't miss enough classes that I would get in trouble. So it really kind of was okay at that point. But as I went through the end of my college years, I started working an internship, and I started going in a little bit earlier to work. And, I would always be at work on time because that's my work ethic. I wanted to be there on time. I wanted to be there early. Sometimes that kind of sways a little bit, but for the most part, I try to get there either on time or, 15 minutes early. And so that kind of, had to help me readjust my sleep schedule a little bit, but I was still staying up pretty late. And then I started gaming with friends my last year of college, and I started really staying up until 1, 2 in the morning playing video games, and we would just play for hours, and usually I was the first one on, the last one off. And it really just kind of threw off my sleep schedule even worse, because then by the time I would get off, it'd be 1 or 2 in the morning. I wouldn't fall asleep until, 2:30, 3 o'clock. And as college came to an end, I started working as a personal trainer. And my hours were 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. And I could sleep in until 1:30, get up, shower, eat, get in the car, be at work for 6 hours, come home, eat, stay up, play video games, and then go to bed late at night again. And I didn't have to worry about it. So as I got through my first, year of personal training, I lived on caffeine. I stayed up super late. And one of the biggest things that was an issue was the caffeine, because I would have an energy drink on my way to work at, 2:30 p.m. and that would keep me up late. So then I would get up late, and it kind of just was a never-ending cycle. And that started in high school. I would have energy drinks in the evening on Fridays nights when I would go to the mall with my friends and whatnot. But It really hurt me because, I would stay up super late. I would get up super late. I would have a ton of caffeine, and that would just keep the cycle going. So as I got into my second year of personal training, occasionally I would cut out caffeine or lower my caffeine. It would kind of help with my sleep schedule. I'd still play video games super late, and it would kind of throw everything off. And the problem was that I couldn't get into enough of a routine to do it consistently and to actually, follow through with it. So as we got into quarantine, which, the 2020 quarantine, whether you're watching this in 2020 or the future, it's been rough. I mean, it was rough. Now we're kind of out of it. Hopefully we don't go back into one. But I would stay up and I would stream all day. I would stream in the evening. I would stream until, 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning sometimes. Wouldn't fall asleep until 3 or 4. And then I would stay in bed, sleep, get up whenever I wanted to, do it all again. And that was day by day by day by day. Didn't really go outside much, just played games, streamed, and, it was good for the stream and for the content, but it really wasn't super productive. And, my day wasn't split. It was just hours and hours of video games. So as we got towards the end of quarantine, I knew I'd have to get back to work. And I remember there was one night where I stayed up until like 4, 5, 6 in the morning. I can't even remember the exact time. I just remember I think I got off playing video games at like 4 and then watched videos, and then I saw the sun come up, and then I finally like crashed for a couple hours and on and off sleeping. And that was kind of when I decided, hey, I'm going back to work. I think the following week, like, I need to get my act together. I can't have, energy drinks every single day and then stay up until 3 or 4 in the morning. So I decided, all right, now I'm going to just have a cup of coffee when I wake up. I'm going to try getting up a little bit earlier. I'm going to try not staying up late at night. And for the first month of being back, I fixed it. I, haven't had energy drinks since we got out of the quarantine. I would get up at, 10 a.m. And I wouldn't go to bed past like 1 or 2 in the morning. And, that worked for me. But then recently, about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I started getting up earlier. I stopped really being interested in constantly gaming and streaming. And I decided, hey, I should try getting up earlier. I, wanted to mess with my work schedule so I could work some morning hours, not work as late at night. And I figured that if I was going to try that, which hasn't happened yet, that's to be determined if I'm going to. But I decided, hey, let me try getting up, at 7 in the morning every day, or 8 in the morning, or pushing back. So initially I started pushing it back. Normally I got up at like 10:30. And then I started pushing it back, 9:30, I set an alarm, 9 o'clock, I set an alarm, and then gradually I started waking up a little bit earlier, and then I set it for 8 or 7, and I would get up at like still 9 because I'd turn off the alarm. And then this week it really hit hard because I got back on Sunday from seeing family and friends, and I recorded a video with Kevin for the Kevin and Dan show, and I decided, hey, I should just go to bed early, try to get up early just in case my schedule switches soon for work. And so I started getting up every single day. I set my alarm for like 7 o'clock, and I have not woken up to my alarm this week. Maybe one day this week, I think I stayed in bed a little bit longer, went back to sleep for a little bit of time, and then got back up. But every single day I've either gotten up around 6 o'clock or sometime between 6 and 7. So I've been getting up a lot earlier, and what I think really changed things is that I fixed my sleep schedule. I stopped staying up late playing games, and by the time I actually get home from work, I'm exhausted, which is a good thing. Before I was just hyped up on caffeine. I got rid of a lot of my caffeine. I dropped it from probably 200 to 300 milligrams a day to between 50 and 100. So I've really dropped it a lot. And I've just kind of put in the mindset of getting up early, I can actually be more productive. And that's been a big force behind me being able to edit so many YouTube videos, editing podcasts, recording YouTube videos, recording podcasts, recording streams, recording just video game videos. Like all the stuff that I've been able to do this week, and my productivity and the work I've put into the unnamed project media YouTube channel and into all of that has come from fixing my sleep schedule. And something that, you know, in college, I never would have thought that I would be getting up at 7 in the morning when I don't have to work until now 1:45 p.m. most days. So that kind of has really helped. And now, you know, I'm able to focus more on stuff that I want to do. I can, you know, eat at better times. I can eat more consistent meals. Before I was getting like smaller lunch meals and then a big dinner meal. Now I can have breakfast, I can have lunch, I can have dinner. I can split out my calories. I can actually get enough calories, because for a while I wasn't, because my sleep schedule was so off and I, you know, don't eat at work. So it's been a very good thing for me. So now my day looks something like this. I'll get up, I'll like basically sprint to the coffee maker so then I can actually have a cup of coffee like immediately. First thing I do is I get up, I go make a cup of coffee, I, you know, pretty much grab it, go sit back in bed. I put on some YouTube videos, usually some Graham Stephan, or if Max Tuning has a new video out, or anything like that. So it could be fitness, it could be business, it could be stuff about the stock market, stuff about investing. Pretty much sit down and watch more productive videos on YouTube and just sip on my coffee. I usually go until I'm done with that cup. Sometimes I'll hang out in bed a little bit longer. Then I get up and I usually find some stuff to do. So I'll work on editing a video, or I'll work on recording something or planning something, or I'll text our unnamed project media group chat a ton, just because I have so much that I want to talk about or so many ideas I have. And then I'll sit down, eat breakfast about mid-morning. Usually around that time, if not before I actually have breakfast, I'll watch the stock market open and start investing and start making some decisions on some of the stocks that I've bought in the past, or some of the ones that I want now and where I want to invest. And then I'll either have breakfast while I'm doing that or right after. Then I really try to get into the editing part of my day and the content creation. So usually I'll sit down, I'll try to edit a YouTube video, and then I might come over, I might talk to the camera or record the podcast or whatever it may be, and then get back to another video or editing something, or I'll text the group chat and work on some stuff with them, or, you know, even go back to watching YouTube videos and just try to learn stuff and to kind of keep everything going and never stop. I'm someone who can keep going and going and going, or can just stop abruptly. And it's a matter of, if I actually can stay productive, I'll stay productive. If I stop, I'll stop, and then it's hard to get back into the routine. So that's kind of the mid part of my day. Usually by then I'll either decide to stream, or I might have to go into work, so I might go into work. And then after work, I'm usually planning content, I'm winding down, making dinner, eating, and I'll, you know, probably have a workout sometime in the middle of the day or right before work. So I'm pretty much ready to just crash, and I'll really just take time to, again, research stuff, to think about content, to really just relax. And I haven't played video games a ton in the evening now, because that's kind of my time to wind down and not worry about work stuff and not worry as much about, you know, editing and all of that, and not worry about being productive. I can just let other people talk and not have to think. And then at that point, sometimes I'll kind of look a little bit into investing for the next day. I'll look at where the market is and what's going on in the stock market. And then I'll just crash and then get up and do it all again. So that's my typical day now, and that would never have happened if I hadn't fixed my sleep schedule. That's a whole lot different from go to sleep, wake up, eat, go to work, get home, play video games, go back to sleep, do it all again. I mean, there's a good 10 or 15 things that I do now that I didn't do before, and it's all because I could actually fix my sleep schedule, get into a routine, cut back on most of my caffeine, and just really, make that life change. So that's something that I really wanted to talk about. So then anyone who's kind of having similar issues can kind of look at what's been successful for me. It's not necessarily a recommendation on what you should do. Obviously, whatever works best for you, hey, do it. When I was in college, I could stay up late. My most productive time was when I was when it was like 10 p.m. and I could write an entire paper, and it was the best paper I'd ever written. Now I can't do that, so my productivity is found usually between like 10 and 2. So it kind of just depends on the person, but it's what really helped me out, and if it can help someone else out, I hope it does. Make sure you guys leave a like, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It does really help out the channel. I know that everyone says that, but it's true. And we're really trying to make UPM a big name and just really get our name out there and really grow. So we really appreciate all the support. We appreciate all of our subs and everyone who likes or takes the time out of the day just to comment, even if it's just something quick, just something to say, what you liked about the video, or why you started watching the video, or how you found our channel. Like, all of that stuff really means a lot, and we do read the comments. Obviously, we don't have a ton right now, but it's something that I'd like to do, in that morning time when I get up. I'd like to, or even in the evening time before I go to sleep, I'd like to really reply to comments on there, and we appreciate you guys. So thanks for watching. Please enjoy all the content that we're going to be putting out in the next few weeks. We have a lot planned, and we hope you guys just enjoy everything that we put out there.